Hey, what's going on, Beat Lab Academy? It's Mikey Mac, aka Strix, and I'm going to be showing you some beginner and advanced tutorials in Serum. The first patch, this one's pretty quick. I'm going to be showing you how to make these chords in Serum. So we're going to open up a brand new Serum. Quick, easy saw wave right here. Change the voices, go max of 16. That already gets us that kind of hugeness in a sense for that lead. We're going to go with a low frequency oscillator 1. Throw that on the cutoff. We're going to use that for later. Pop on that filter, and we're going to use a low pass. So we're letting the lows pass through, and we're going to make a sweeping motion with that. Make sure you set this mode down here to trigger. That way it'll start at the beginning. Cool. So let's throw in a sub real quick. We're going to drop that down 1. Throw that LFO 1 again onto that level. And that's going to give us that motion down here of a sweep going here, also sweeping here. Cool. That gives us some warmth down in that low end. If we wanted, we could also direct out that sub, basically meaning we're going to bypass those effects over here. But I do like that sweeping effect that this level is getting us. Next, for a little bit of high-end texture, we're going to add some noise. Let's go air can 3. And again, using this LFO 1, controlling down here at about a quarter rate. Cool, so we dial that back. Sounds pretty good. Maybe you can pull it back a little more. Cool. So now that we have oscillator A sounding pretty good, we're going to basically duplicate this over here and raise it an octave. Octaves, semitones, we have here. If you scroll over it, it'll also show the fine tuning of cents, as well as over here we have our quartz pitch for kind of pitch modulation. This one's sounding kind of funky because we haven't set our LFO on that level. Let's toss that on real quick, pull that all the way down. So that's a little drastic on the sweep here. Tuck that back. Pull that resonance up just a little bit. Crank that drive, give a little bit of fatness if you want. And in the synth itself, that's basically the kind of tone and body of what we're going to be working with. Once we get past here, we're going to jump into our effects tab. Tons of great effects in Serum. We have hyperdimension, which I like to throw on. It's a nice spread. Pull that rate back. How much you want to detune. Pull that mix. And we're just adding subtle effects here through our basic sound that we created. And let's go with EQ, LFO 1. Toss it on another basic sweep that we're going to use EQing for. Toss on reverb for that sense of hugeness and size. Basically, reverb is putting this signal in some sort of room, and that's all depicted by these parameters here. Cool, that sounded pretty good. Throw a phaser flanger on here, pull the reverb up. Toss that LFO. So we're basically working with this timing where this is going to be our shape and motion of our supersaw. And And again, just throwing subtle effects on here to give, you know, a little sense of hugeness, tone, and texture. Cool. So that's basically how we would do that, and if we wanted to write some sort of progression, we could do that real quick. Cool, so we have some sort of progression. We could play this out, jump back into Serum, and now that we have it on our timeline here, any parameter that we touch with our mouse is now going to be able to be automated. So here we're messing with this rate, basically how quickly this is going to be moving. And you can make some quick future bass out of that. Cool, so say we have that. Let's open up a fresh Serum. Now what we can make here is a quick growl. I like to use the VR tables. Good tones, good textures, really deep kind of sound to it. But I mean, if you just have stock Serum, you can jump around in the analog, digital, and the spectral are pretty cool. So we'll go with Monster actually. Now using the wavetable position, we can scroll through basically where in this wavetable we are. Cool. Again, we're going to drop that level. Throw a 1 on that level. Make sure to hit trigger because we want that to start at the front. And for most growl shapes, I like to give it this. Cool. Let's throw that LFO1, wavetable position. Cool, that's already starting to sound like a growl. We can jump into our warps here. The old bend plus minuses from Massive, pulse width mod, flip, mirror, remap, these are all super sick, and if you want to FM, but that's for later time. So like LFO1, how we touch this and drag and click it anywhere, we can do that with multiple LFOs. Toss that on our warp here. Cool. So I like this right now. We're going to hop in the effects real quick. Toss on hyper. Now here's where we're going to totally change this structure of the sound pretty much. With our compressor we have multiband, which is like OTT over the top. Toss up that gain, pull the threshold back. And throw a little reverb on there, and we got a cool growl. Cool, so that's starting to sound really good. Let's grab a sub. Cool right there. Again, using LFO1, because this is what our basic movement of our sound is. Opening with a little bit of that curve there. Dial that sub back in. Again, noise oscillator. I like a lot of the organics. They sound a little more natural in that kind of upper 10, 12K. And last, we could throw a filter on there. Probably get away with a low pass. But if not, I always go to miscellaneous, and my favorite would be the all pass or reverb filter. Cool, so this would be done for me after some more processing and a little bit of the mix, but this gets us a nice kind of fluttering top sound where this is our body of everything, and basically thickening things up here and here in the low and high end. And a ton of great effects in Serum just to basically complement what you're already building here as a structural foundation. Once all of this is really dialed in, you can come into here and really alter what that sound is going to be. We can even toss an EQ, LFO on the frequency, pull that back, change it here to a low pass. Cool. And last, show you super quick and easy how to make a sub in Serum. So it's as easy as you think it might be. Turn oscillator A off, turn on your sub module, go direct out, drop it down, pull that level up. Now here's where you can add big body to it. Cool. And we could change that actually to sine wave. Sine wave is a great low-end tool. Let's go to and like that you have a sub bass in Serum. So let's take these low end notes. Cool. That's good. Thanks for watching.